13 flight controllers. Listen up. Give me a go, no go for launch. Booster.
Go.
Retro.
Go.
Vital.
We go fly.
Guidance.
Guidance go.
Procedures.
Go.
Inco.
Go.
FAO.
We are go.
Capcom.
Run button.
We're go fly.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's entertainment.
What's going on, people? Sorry about that delay and a little bounce back and forth. There was some technical difficulties there, so I do apologize, but hey, we've got the crew back. Got everything HVACR and the Hvac HVAC all here with us tonight. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Good to see y'all.
Yep.
Good to see you, Rick.
Hey.
Steve.
So, yeah, it's a little bit of a rough beginning. Laura was doing some things on the...
I didn't do it.
I was going to give her compliments here, but, you know, now that we discussed it, yeah, she screwed it all up. So
No,
I was
I
going to... She just messed it all up. So, yeah, she had that all beginning in there, and it couldn't find it for some reason. And so we had to come in and go out. So we got 29 people back so far, so it should be good. So... What's up, Reliable HVACR and Craig and Doug and El Mono?
Neil Vester.
Yes, sir. Old handy
Luke.
Hell yeah. And the sledgehammer. So, interesting. Cool. So, she's got it all revamped, so it's all better now, I hope. So,
I got it all now.
do you got it? Because I don't even know if I'm still even on my own freaking channel. I go there and I'm like, where's they at? I don't see them.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Look, dude, it's not my fault. Don't blame me. All I was doing was trying to make the stream beautiful again.
Yeah, make it beautiful again. Yeah, there we are. Look at that. There it is. I see us.
I got it all now.
Do you got it? Because I don't even know if I'm still even That's on my interesting. own freaking channel.
Pause it, Rick.
Well, I don't know. Is it coming through?
Yeah, it was coming through.
The volume level was turned down, so I'm curious if it was connecting
came
through the
through.
phone or something.
It did.
I don't know how it did it. So,
Moving
anyhow,
along.
it's all good. So, what'd you guys do this weekend? You guys like work nonstop, or did you just like stay home? What y'all do?
Oh, I had family stuff to do, you know, soccer games for the kids. Got to play with a couple of new tools, which I'm going to have some new videos coming out on. So hopefully everybody can stay tuned for those. They're works in the making, but that's about it. Just family stuff and playing with tools.
What kind of tools did you get?
I don't want to reveal just yet.
Oh,
Trying
man.
to keep a mystique.
Hand tools or power
Top
tool?
secret. Refrigeration tools.
Oh.
Nice.
Yes.
I had about the same thing going on. Watch some baseball games. We got so much work around the house to do. It's scary.
Yeah, I got the mowing done. That's what was the last thing there for me. So it's like scraped the deck and got her all cleaned up from last week and just blew off the shavings and ran in the house, and here we are. So this dog isn't going to sit still. She's the 1-year-old, and I'm going to throw her.
She might just crawl up in her little...
Well, she nagged and nagged to get in here, so...
Yeah, this is first summertime for us at the new house, so I've got all the landscaping to do, and I got clear some space out for some other things that I got coming soon, and it's just been work.
Yeah, I could imagine if this is your first year, you probably got all kinds of trees to clear and things to fix and all that happy jazz. That's kind of what I was getting done. I think one of my 9 amp hour battery by Milwaukee's got issues, which I heard they had problems with that battery anyway. So it's going to go back for warranty, see if I can get them swap it out for an 8 or something. Supposedly the 9 was defective and had some issues, I guess. So what are you doing? You making us bigger?
No,
Looks bigger.
it's fake. Fake news.
Oh.
Now we're
Well, how
getting
about
bigger.
I asked you guys. I've been looking at this. I used to live in a city. I had natural gas and AC, so I moved a little further out, and I'm all electric now. So I'm looking at upgrading my heating and air conditioning. And what would you guys do? What's your thoughts on that being all electric?
Do you have natural gas?
No, I'm out of the city now, so I have no natural
So you're
gas.
like me. You're on either propane or electric, one or the other.
Propane.
Myself,
straight electric right now.
I'm dual
I'm
fuel.
looking at propane.
Yeah. I got propane, and I have electric strips above in the ductwork for when things get expensive again. It was cheaper at that time to go electric, but my electric bill hit a top. I think it was like $250-ish area. But otherwise, I ran this year. I had propane for like $1.19, $1.05, something like that.
So
That's the way I went.
James Brown, did you read his comment?
No, I'm talking to.
He said you need to be here in Murderapolis. Come on up to Memphis. Hee haw.
Okay.
Murderapolis.
Yeah, he called it
Memphis.
Murderapolis.
Me in Minneapolis,
thanks.
where everybody gets along and everybody's all
Wouldn't
peaceful.
Memphis be down?
Or maybe he put MPLS. Maybe that meant to be come on up to help. Maybe that's his
Aren't
typos.
you like the person that told me that Alaska was in Alaska and he isn't?
No, I'm just reading what his comment was. I think he had a typo.
Oh, well, okay. Gotcha. I gotcha. Propane
Mini
backup,
splits
so I don't
and
need
backup baseboards.
Yeah. I
Not
got
sure about that.
95, well, mine's 93%, but my furnace is a 2003, 2002, but it's 93% area. And then went with the,
I don't want mini splits in my house. Honestly, I've been looking at the Carrier Green Speed and maybe going with a propane tank outside with and just do a dual fuel deal.
if you do that thing goes down to like 5 degrees, I think it is. We've got a bunch of them out there. They're pretty cool.
They'll go down lower than that. And,
Is it?
They'll keep up. I mean, the condenser fans on those can ramp to 7,000 RPMs, and I mean that's crazy to think is that little condenser fan running that fast, but they do a great job. I put one in my parents' house. You can also oversize them because they dehumidify.
Yeah,
really
they
well.
actually work because they have communications between the inside and outside.
Yep.
We had to limit some of them so they wouldn't go too high of RPM because they kind of got noisy. But yeah, I mean, I think what I was kind of referring though to was when they start losing their efficiency, like they're 100%, I thought down to 5 or maybe it was 0.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well,
Then
you're
after that,
always-
you start
you're always
going
gonna
normal.
Lose efficiency.
Yeah, but
But I mean, we don't have many. We don't have. It's not like we got months and months of negatives and under 0, but consistent 30s and 20s.
same
So-
here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, we've had a few issues with them, not bad. I had a couple sensors and some other dumb things and just installation errors as far as whether they put that canister outside and did some other chinky-changy things and stuff like that. But I think they're a nice unit. They're just expensive.
I know a guy. It ought to be installed at least half-ass well.
Yeah, well, that's half the battle right there. Our installers are pretty good, though. That's one nice thing about this company, that the installers are pretty good.
Are you going to do that work yourself, Steve?
Well,
Yeah, of
I'm not
course.
paying somebody to do it.
Yeah, I was. I assumed so.
If I pay them to do it, I'll probably just be standing there telling them what to do anyway. So
So we can expect some good videos, some good
it's
replacement
possible.
videos. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
possible.
Nice.
I did
Nice.
mine. I had somebody else design the duct work. That way I could, because I'm not very good at I can size the duct work, but as far as sizing the furnace and all that, I still don't know how to do a manual J or any of that crap. So that's just not what we do.
Honestly,
we use cheaters.
Yeah.
Cheater
I
numbers.
took my father-in-law's and we put a green speed in, upsized it a ton. And
Wow.
perfect. No issues, completely comfortable. The variable speed blower motor evened the temperatures inside, and it does a spectacular job. He is happy with it. And I've been happy with the 2 that I put in. Now I have added surge protectors because obviously all that inverter stuff, man, if you lose a board or a motor, it's expensive. But
You're getting a 10-year warranty. So, I mean, as long as you
Yeah.
register it.
yeah,
We haven't lost too many. I think I lost maybe one board, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm purposely trying to avoid the residential stuff, so I don't run that many calls on them. But we really ain't had that many problems. Now our dispatcher, she put in that 5-speed one. I forget what the difference is between that one and the true variable, but she's had real good luck with that. But looking down here at
well, the
Lec, He's saying his kilowatt hours down there in the communist state of California is 24 cents per kilowatt, and then 0.36 after freaking so many kilowatts.
After your minimum allotment.
Ours is 0.10, but we don't live in a communist
That's why we
state
don't
of
live,
California.
Yeah.
That's why everybody's leaving there, bringing their bad value system to all these other states and going to contaminate it. That's what's bad. Poor old Texas is getting invaded.
Well,
And then they'll bring their same damn policies that ruin that state over down to Texas and ruin that state. So, unfortunately, people are buying houses around here. You put a house up for sale. My kid went to buy one, and the houses are going for crazy money compared to what they were. What would have sold for 76 grand is going for 150 some grand, which, you know, in our area, that you can get a nice house for that. So, compared to some, I've seen ones on these remodel shows that are 300,000 and they're shitholes. So it's like, what in the heck? So you gonna be good?
It's a seller's market in our area too. That's why
good?
that's why we sold when we did. Got the hell out of the city.
Yeah. I've never lived in town. I've always been out somewhat in the country. I mean, I ain't in total back country, but you know, it's, you know, I can go outside and shoot if I want to shoot or whatever. I mean, it's not that, you know, that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Doug Brown said those rates coming to a neighborhood near you.
Well, at the rate we're going, yeah, probably so. As soon as we finish shutting off the pipelines, quit digging for our own self-sufficiencies and stuff like that, but it'll be all great.
Here's the thing, in our area, it's still really hardcore conservative, I would feel like.
Depends on where you're at. You go by Columbus and it's not. You go by Cleveland and it's not. You go down to Cincinnati,
cities,
it's
but
not.
I'm saying in this area specifically, in this our little, you know, armpit hole, it's, you know, you got your gangbanger wannabes and people who say wash all the time.
Whatever.
What's wrong with
Just throwing
wash?
that out there.
If it bothered them that much, they wouldn't watch it. I mean, watch it.
If Rick had washed those filters that he worked on last in that kitchen on that Douglas split, they wouldn't have washed very well.
You should have seen it. You should have seen them before I washed them.
Oh, it was so nasty. You got those pictures?
No, I didn't. I don't think I took a picture of it beforehand. I didn't know I was going to record it. I started and finally I'm like, you know what? This might be worthwhile to record.
Because you're talking about
it was worthwhile.
that blue cylinder thing you showed me, right?
That's the blower wheel.
Yeah. Oh, I about puked in my mouth.
It's just grease.
Look,
Seen many of those.
I'm perfectly fine sticking my hands into bodies and doing surgery, but that was nasty.
See, and I didn't want to say that we installed that. And it's like, why? And when I seen that, I'm like, why in the hell did we install that thing in a freaking kitchen? You have got to be kidding me. So luckily only 56, 60 people watch this. So I didn't say that on the video, though. I cut it out.
Well, now everybody
Well, like
knows.
you
I
said,
don't care.
That's going to be a yearly maintenance.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
What you did in the video.
I
ripping it
seen that
apart,
and I'm like, oh, that is dumb.
Yep.
And then guess who got screwed? Me. I got screwed on it. I'm like, shit. I'm like, there ain't no way.
It looked like it came apart pretty easy, though. I mean, you had the
I'm
whole
not
thing
gentle.
ripped apart.
I'm not gentle. I pull,
Hey,
I
man.
tug, I twist. I mean, it's coming out one way or the other. Even if it breaks, it's going to be warranty.
He manhandled it.
Yeah.
I'm with you there. I did the same thing. We've got a lot of, I mean, they're everywhere now, but we're seeing them a lot in industrial conditions and manufacturing conditions and restaurant conditions. It makes it's a whole, they just don't drain well. That's the biggest thing.
Well, we usually have those little pumps on them, the Seymour or whatever pump, you know, vibrating pump or whatever. And we use them a lot of times in server rooms if they don't want to spend the money for like a Liebert.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the server rooms, you know, houses that, you know, they're either historical and they don't want to tear them up, so they might put them in that. But, you know, usually you can get away with not having to clean the wheel very often, but you know, we're not super high humidity here. And then some of these people are like, you know, they don't realize, well, we put in swamp coolers. It's like, it's 50, 60% humidity, sometimes 70% here. I mean, you know, most of the time it's usually in the 50s, but.
Well, that's the difference. Honestly, I didn't realize you guys were that, I mean, we get so humid down here. We got the same problems.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of it, the biggest problem with those mini splits is the freaking fan runs nonstop because it has a sensor built into the unit, and so it has to run or it won't be able to know what the temperature is. So it's going to get really humid inside the thing, and that's why it gets all the mold. I mean, it's sitting there running super, super slow. It's cold, 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 and it gets moldy. But
Well, you add grease and
the
other
grease
things
made it
around
10
that
times
makes it that
worse.
much worse.
I would have hated to have to clean that out in somebody's living room, which they ain't gonna have all that grease in there. But I was like, well, I haven't even tried one of those bib things. I have no clue how they even work, if they even were worth a crap. I mean, and that compared to that one there, I don't think the bib thing would have worked with a dang. And I don't know if they're all the same, if they work on all of them.
I think it's like everything. There's different brands out there. I've seen HVAC school. They did the symposium down there in Florida, and they did a demonstration that I just recently watched on the bib kit and them cleaning the evaporators and stuff.
Wow. Yeah, and you're gonna have those a lot down there, I think. I mean, it's real popular down there. Up here, it's still not. It's last resort. Nobody wants them unless they have to have them. I offered it to my in-laws when I considered putting it in their system because they had no duct work, and it probably would have worked out better. But I knew cleaning out the wheel and all that crap, if you want to do it right, when we do a service on them, usually I don't know what we do. I don't think we clean the blower wheel every time or anything like that, because you don't necessarily have to do it every time around here. But after about 3 years, 4 years, you'll start seeing a little bit of that black nastiness in there, and the Mitsubishis don't come apart as easy. That's pretty much all we sell is the Mitsubishis. That Carrier thing, I think, is going to be a fly-by-night thing, just like the Linux was, and they all want to get in it, and then they end up changing their mind, and then you get stuck with their product.
I found they come apart pretty easy. I mean, all of them do, really. I mean, except the cassettes, that are ceiling mounted. But yeah, I mean, I've done the same thing. I've never used one of the clean kits either. I do the same thing. Pull the blower wheel, pull the whole thing, tear it apart.
Yeah, and them guys are using that $700, $800 battery operated sprayer too. I mean, if I wanted one of those, I'd have to pay for it, and I'm not wasting that kind of money, and I guarantee it don't have real power behind it, so I'm not. And it only holds a couple gallons. I mean, I got me a full-fledged 120 volt pump that I keep on my truck. I ain't screwing it up.
Can I interject here? Have you guys seen this sprayer from Works? You guys familiar with the Works brand? Oh, yeah. You just dip it into a bucket or whatever, and it kind of turns it into a pressure washer.
I got one.
I think I've seen somebody using one of those recently.
How's that work?
I used it on one.
You like it, or is it worth it?
I mean, it's okay. It's not super, super strong. She bought it for me last year for my birthday, and I think the pump motor's already gone out. It's like a vibrating type pump motor.
Don't be so rough on it.
I've used it twice. And the batteries are kind of expensive, and they don't last real long. And even though the pressure's high, the volume is not there. So you can't really flush it right through the coil. That's why I got me one of those Barracuda pumps, whatever. Harbor Freight sells it to a 120 volt pump. It'll give me 50, 60 pounds of pressure. I'll stick that in a 5-gallon bucket. And granted, I'll have to fill it up multiple times because there's so much volume there. But that's just the same as a garden hose. And I'll blast that through, and I'll maybe make a few trips with a 5-gallon bucket if I can't get the hose around.
It's not the same 5-gallon bucket.
Because we have accounts where I got to clean the coils, condenser coils, and there's no water access.
Correct.
In fact, I've split coils, and I blow them out with an air compressor just to get as much out. I'm covered. I look like a coal miner by the time I'm done, but that's the route I've gone: air compressor and blowing them out dry.
Yeah, we have a booster pump that we use on some of the long. I mean, we've strung out, 500-600 feet of hose to get an air conditioning unit. It's like, why wouldn't you put water here?
Yeah,
you know you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
I took a 50-gallon drum with me. I did a bunch of cell phone tower sites out in the middle of fields, and those had never been washed. A bunch of barred units hanging on the wall, and I took a 50-gallon drum with me, and I could get, I think, 2 or 3 tower sites, which was a total of two units at each one, so about 6 barred units, sprayed out, rinsed, and chemically cleaned. And then we'd stop by the next, substation or whatever where they had water at, and get refilled, and then go to the next one. And that's where I first got that pump. I used a good pump then. I think that was an American-made one. But even this China-made thing I've got, it's only like $90, $80. It does a great job.
China.
So, I mean,
You
I've had that
send me a
thing.
link to that, Rick. I'd like to check that out. 'Cause
Yeah,
I
it's
gotta,
just
I gotta come up with something here. I'm expected to clean these coils, and I either, I don't. There's no water access at all, or it's so far away that
new
I got to come
Calgon's
up
got
with
a
a different.
$200, $300 one. I don't know how good it is, but I mean, it's still only a couple gallons. So what you're getting is you're getting a lot of volume, or a lot of pressure, but not a lot of volume. And then, you get on one of those train coils with 3 thick, or possibly the double coils, and you got to split it. Yeah, it's not going to last very long. There's no good way.
Yeah.
Speaking of coils, I had a viewer of mine send me some pictures. Jeffrey,
Mm-hmm.
he uh he he sent me a couple of pictures of a York condenser coil that was just flatted over and matted down, and apparently he had straightened all the fins with a thermostat screwdriver and one of those tape squeegees and
I
a
don't
pick.
believe it.
If you could pop that up, Rick, show everybody real quick. I think he did a phenomenal job. The Yeah, right there. On the
Nice.
left, obviously, is the coil that's been matted over. But look at that. That must have taken hours. I couldn't even imagine.
I'd like to know how long that took.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If he's watching, Jeffrey said he'd send me a video of him doing it. I'd like to see that, but that must have been an 8-hour day at least. What do you
Yeah, it
guys
don't
think
look
about
good.
that? What do you do to straighten fins?
That is a lot of work right there. I mean, he done good. But
Go.
that is a tedious job that I do not want.
Where do I got to go?
That's when I call the helper and be like, hey, come over here.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Hey,
There
and
we
if
go.
anybody else out there in the comments, or that view any of our videos, you got any cool pictures or anything you find out of the ordinary or you'd like to share with us, just send them to hughesmanhvac@gmail.com, and I'll root through everything and see what we can put up maybe on
Yeah.
the next show.
Absolutely. It's a participation sport here.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
mean,
Without
Hey,
trophies, sorry.
Jeffrey,
There's-
thanks for the pictures.
yeah, send them in, and we'll see if we can get them up there. And same thing. I mean, if you are on the Facebook page, we can always post. You can post them on there. I created the page so we could all share things. It ain't just for me to use. It's for everybody. So
I haven't started the Facebook thing yet, but no, same. My email's in my bio. Just send pictures, man. I don't mind looking at stuff.
what do you want?
The coil fin comb that I've been using and I can't remember the actual name brand of it, but it's just a cheap plastic cone. It's probably 8 inches,
Mhm.
and it's a maroon color. It's 18 to 20. I guess that's fins per something or another, however they rate them. And that's what I've been using. Now they tear up, and you can get a good coil or two out of them if it's a big coil, but they work really well.
Yeah. I've got a plastic fin combs on a ring,
Yeah,
those just seem to tear everything up. I've seen the metal ones with all the,
I've
I
seen
guess
those too.
I've never found a good thing. I guess literally
you-
what you got to do is you got to divide them up with a knife or a
Yeah.
screwdriver, just
Well,
like he did.
yeah, even with, and somebody said fins per inch, something like that. But I mean, the coil there that you showed, man, you got to have somewhere to start. And
Yeah.
if you have a good point to start, whether it be at the top or at the bottom of the coil that is not completely torn up, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Because you could just ride up,
Yeah, go
Just
on
get it
straight
going.
on up. Yeah.
One guy there said he has the Speed Clean sprayer for 600 plus bucks. He says it's not worth it. Just get a small power washer for 190 to 250, same or more power. The battery source is what it is, but if you know those little batteries, they don't last very long, and they usually go bad on you. They're like a dry cell battery, a little 12 volt, something you'd see in an alarm panel or something. So you can get the pumps cheap on eBay or Amazon. They're only like $20. I mean, they're making a killing on that stupid thing, just blow molded. So yeah, I don't know. The thing is, though, if you get the volume, then you're going to blast through the water. So it's you got to toss one to the other. I think a lot of it's just marketing when it comes down to it. I've never
I just
used
load
one.
my van up with as much hose as I possibly can. I think I had 700 or 800 feet of hose in my van at one point. Then I dump it all off in the fall or after we're done cleaning most of the coils. But that is back-breaking work.
Yeah, I think I got
I've
250-ish there, somewhere in
Yeah.
that area.
Oh, I keep 200 on my van at all times, but then they send us out on these PMs. You got to clean the coils, and so I load it up. I just pile it up, and I've tried the expandable hoses. They just don't last. I can't get a season out of them. So the black rubber hose, I just got it wound up and piled up.
I just got another email. Somebody asking me if I have a TrueTech Tools code. I asked TrueTech Tools for a code, and they didn't even reply to me. I've asked them a couple times. I wish I could give you guys one. Since I don't have one, Jeffrey, just go ahead and use either Big Picture or HVAC Overtime. So, I don't know. I know they're subscribed to my channel. You would think they would, want to play along, but I guess I'm not good enough. I don't know.
You think we could get John McMaster to call in?
That would be
He
kind of...
just got on the chat.
It might.
There you go. I seen.
We
him
can
in
take
there.
live calls, folks.
Yes, we can.
He's had some. John, he's in the chat. I mean, he's had some chiller stuff going on. I've seen him chit chatting with one curious guy at some point. And
curious
on
turkey?
another live stream.
Everybody needs a curious turkey in their life.
I mean, everybody's a little curious. This guy's just more curious than others, apparently.
I don't even know what my freaking phone number is.
I already posted it. I do.
Your wife got it taken care of.
Yeah.
She's on top of things.
Oh boy, she just threw it out there for the
so's
world.
mine. She just tucked the kids into bed.
Nice. Looks like I got a voicemail there too. That's interesting.
Whoopsie. Maybe it was a fan.
That's the nice thing, because once, if you guys watch this later, I shut this thing off and then it'll just ring and it won't, I won't get it until I log back in again. Google Voice. That's interesting.
Call us.
Nice.
Call me maybe. Oh, yeah. I got it up.
John's like, no, I'm not calling you idiots.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. It's like, these losers need some help. I ain't helping them. Not happening. Whatever. It's all good. So, yep.
So I talked a little bit about, upgrading my HVAC system, but something I thought about you the other day, Ryan. They did a really cool, I'm from Kentucky, big surprise everybody, but it's Kentucky Derby season and we got the Derby coming up. So we got the Derby Festival going on around here.
Nice.
And so basically, I mean, typically they fill a week or so with just events and all kinds of things around town, but Thunder over Louisville has been a yearly thing until the whole COVID thing, but draws a couple 100,000 people downtown to watch one of the biggest fireworks shows in the country. That happened on Saturday. So yesterday.
Awesome.
And very cool, but they had a drone show before, and they had drones with lights on them, and they were making portraits in the sky. Basically, you could see the lights, and they would make the shape of something.
Yeah, I've seen those.
Oh, dude, they said they had 60, and it
Wow.
was amazing to watch them fly around and just make these shapes and say, "Wow!"
And not hit each other.
You've got to wonder: are they all connected to one controller or one?
I
know,
listened to a little bit when they started, and apparently they have multiple people controlling them, but one person controls multiple drones. I don't know how many that means, but it was really cool to watch.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I'd like to get the drone out a little more, but it's such a it's not really that much of a pain, but
yeah,
we'll see. Maybe I'll take the drone with me tomorrow.
Look at that. We're in full lockdown again. Can't even talk to your neighbor. Miss going outside to do things. If you're really following that, then yeah. Where are you at there, refrigeration
I
and kitchen?
I wouldn't know what state
I'd be
you're
calling
in.
a lawyer. It's time to go to court. There's
need to-
enough of this shit's enough.
That's a mutiny. You need to start a riot.
Because this ain't a free country. It's time to just blow this bitch up. Because I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
This is just a bunch of bullshit. What it's coming down to.
I mean, they didn't do the show I'm talking about. They, I said usually draws a couple 100,000 downtown. There was not a couple 100,000 downtown. We're still not locked down, but they did it differently just so crowds didn't gather downtown.
He's in Toronto. Yeah, it's not a free country.
He's in Canada.
He's in Canada.
That's why. Yeah, because I thought on overtime Friday night, Joe was saying something about possibly he didn't know what was going to happen this week, depending on like lockdowns, if they were going into lockdown again. So
we never got to that stage.
No, I'm not locked down at all. I go where I want. I'm in PA, Ohio, and West Virginia mostly for work, and
I've been very little affected other than the nuisance of putting your stupid mask on. I mean, and honestly, I mean, only places they're wearing it as where it's a store because they can hold their license over their head where they could shut them down. But otherwise, it's you see a couple idiots in their car driving with their one other person driving around. We had some today that were at the park by them, outside. Freaking wearing a mask. It's like, are you morons? Do you not?
Some of us must do what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're in a car by themselves driving, wearing their.
They're afraid of getting it on the radio or something. I don't know. I don't get it. Whatever. I know it's real. It happens, but come on. I've had it. Some people are susceptible to it. Whatever. It just whatever. So, UFOs, one person said they're 2-week lockdown. Yeah, right.
Here,
that's what they always
John
tell
said
you.
he tried to call.
John said he tried to call.
It didn't ring. Oh, we didn't have it up.
He asked you to come on and gave you the FU button.
Try calling again.
Try it again there, bud. Do it again.
So I rolled my ankle earlier in the week, Rick. I know you saw the video.
Yeah, dude, that looked like I hurt.
Oh man, I've had massive problems with my right ankle for years, and luckily for me, my ring doorbell caught it all on video.
I was wondering how you had that because I'm like, what the shit? Boom! I mean, that just you hit both knees.
Oh,
Wham!
dude, I hit the ground. My right knee is sore. I busted up my ankle again, so I got the
When's
ankle
that video
brace
going
on
up?
it lately. It's on my Facebook.
I'm gonna have to get
Ryan Hughes Facebook account.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll post it on my YouTube real quick, just for laughs.
With the Benny Hill theme.
That'd be pretty funny.
I did see a guy do
swear.
that. He posted it the other day. He had the same thing, HVAC time, and he posted the same thing. He's down in Texas, and when they got all that ice, he came out of his house or whatever and slipped on some ice.
Oh, this ankle's going to be the death of me. I'm telling you, I don't trust it, and I'm on the roofs all the time. I take I'm extra careful when I'm getting on that ladder, but it's just so unexpected.
Fighting
anyway,
them geese, man.
Oh, it's because it's after 9.
Oh, Rick has it on Do Not Disturb, John. That's why.
Oh, hold on a second. Here, we'll just call him back. 867-530-99.
You gotta play the sound effect.
I've seen them geese, man. They right next to the compressor section where we need to be. Are we getting John now?
That's what we're trying to do.
Hello.
Hey, is this John?
Pizza Hut.
Yep.
I'd like to
What's
order
up,
a
man?
pizza. Need to order a pizza.
Is your refrigerator running?
Yeah.
What up, John?
Not much. What you guys up to?
Oh,
Just doing a little show thingy here, and we did need somebody to talk. We're so glad you came. This thing freaking was in Do Not Disturb mode, which I thought came on later than this, but it since it wasn't in the phone, it just ignored it. Didn't even ring. So sorry about that. They were supposed to answer after the second failed try, though.
Well, it's good to talk to you, John. So I'd seen in one of the other live streams that you were talking to one curious guy about some chiller work you had going on. And
Yeah, we're doing a job.
I'm-
It's just
I'm-
at
I
a
was
department
intrigued.
store.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Go ahead.
Um, so another division of our company up in that area, they said that one of the oil lines ruptured, dumped all the gas, and so they sent us up to, I don't know why they didn't do the work, but we replaced the seal on the compressor shaft and then leak checked it, found out they didn't fix the oil line. So I got all the oil lines repaired and then just fixed some other leaks. So I'm going back up and actually getting like clothes and stuff packed up to go back next week and hopefully finish up, get the vacuum pulled and recharge it and see about getting it started up. So
Oil
Nothing too
equalizer
crazy.
lines between tandem compressors, or
no, it's a open drive screw. It's a YS series York. And it's just the oil lines that feed the, oil from the separator to the screws.
Okay. We got
And
those
this
on
is
the
the
rack.
first one of that vintage that I've worked on. So I've kind of glanced at the ILM and stuff, but I don't know all the ins and outs on this particular machine. So we'll see what happens when we go to hit the button.
I want to hit the button.
always fun. Yeah, just push the button, push it, man.
You
push
guys
it
can all come over and
watch your
we'll
face.
hit the button together.
You're in Indiana?
Yeah, I live in Fort Wayne.
Oh, you're
And
close.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
close
that
to me,
department store's
man. I'm
up in-
coming. Let's push that button.
It's up in, the store's up in Ann Arbor.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a couple hours for me. So I'm hoping to be out of there by maybe Wednesday or Thursday.
How do they end up getting you guys from so far away?
We've got a branch in Detroit.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're the ones that I think initially took the call. I haven't really, I think CBRE is the property management company for them guys. So I'm not exactly sure how they got involved or if we were actually the contractor that went up. I'm kind of going off like, playing telephone. I'm kind of hearing stuff, not directly from the source. So you
I've
said, hey, you
dealt
want
a
to go
little bit
replace
with,
the shaft seal? And
Sherwood company that you're talking about.
yeah.
So they had to pull the big guns in to come make the repair.
That's right.
So far away. That's
I
awesome.
would not say that, but we're doing the best we can for them. It's
That's
in kind of
good, man.
tough shape. I mean, if you saw the mechanical room, it's not exactly pristine. So
Well, hey,
it looks the towers aren't ready to go either, and they got some valves that I can already tell they froze and broke. So we'll probably have to address all that stuff too before we try and start it up.
Well, I
had
tell you
that.
what, once you get up there, take some pictures, send them to HughesmanHVAC@gmail.com or any of the other guys here. We'd love to
Yeah.
see those.
No doubt. I mean, I
I got
know.
Go ahead.
I got a bunch of pictures on my phone. I'll send you guys some stuff over. They got an old,
Awesome.
I don't know what the model is, but it's a low pressure. It must have been running R12 centrifugal. It's torn down. Someone ripped the compressor and impeller out of it, and it's laying in pieces up there. So they must have been using that for years, and then got the YS installed. However many, in the late '90s probably. They've been running on that. So
How many pounds does that
it's
thing hold?
interesting. The one where I just drug up, I think 27 cylinders of gas. I think it holds 840 pounds of R22.
Oh, wow. Now, can you convert that to 407C, or are you stuck with 22?
You probably could, but we work with a company out of Chicago, and we send all our refrigerant back for them to reclaim, and we buy it back. So we actually get R22 at a pretty good price. So it's actually cheaper for us to sell them R22 than it would be to buy anything else.
And then,
So
and
I'll
then
just go back with
you have to
yeah.
tag and track the leak rate as well, correct? Because it's over 50 pounds.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to be doing yearly checks on that. I don't know who's really responsible for that, if it's the owners or the property management company, or if it's up to us to take the initiative to go out there every year and leak search it. I'm not an expert on the rules on that, but yeah, I would think that would be a machine that they'd want to, have you leak search every year and track.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a leak, in my understanding, and I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just here. But if it's over 50 pounds and you're losing and you've lost refrigerant or you've had to add refrigerant, you have to start tracking that. You know, per I guess it's OSHA or whoever. We have some leak rate tags that we fill out if it's something that large.
Yeah, I think everything's
And
kind
that's
of fallen
paperwork that you're
behind.
leaving with it, or is it a special form that you got to fill out and then keep track of every year? Like, so,
No,
like, if
it's
you come to a machine that's
just
completely flat, where do you start from to start from zero?
good question. Like again, I'm not an expert. I have a leak rate
Okay.
tag that it gives you a percentage and a number to times it by. Okay, well, I needed to add this much, so it's the percentage leak rate is this much. Just a starting point when you find it low. That the next time you come out, maybe whether it be a year later or a month later or whatever it is, that you can record it again and then go, okay, well, in this period of time, I lost this amount of refrigerant, so we need to be doing something further as far as we got to find the leak, or it's still within the range of safe, and we don't necessarily need to, call the dogs out and find the leak, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So when you're adding, then you just do the math for what the total charge is and see what your percentage is and document it. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
cool.
Our
Yeah,
grocery
Sean was
stores
just
have their
asking,
own.
is there a threshold that requires you to repair the leak?
Anything over
It's
50
kind of what you
pounds.
guys were just talking about now, right?
Yeah, and I think
I
there, I
thought if
think
it
there
leaked
is a
anything, you had to
certain.
do due diligence to repair it, is what I thought. But I'm in the same boat as you, Steve. I'm not the expert on it, but I thought anything over 50 pounds, if you added, you got to go through some kind of reasonable measure of trying to find it and then repair it.
Yeah,
I thought they changed
you
it
got to try to
some.
find.
I think they did change it to a lower amount. I know originally it was 50 pounds, but it's been 26 years since I've taken that test. So,
Well, Bo was saying in the chat that if you lose 130%, you got to submit a plan to the EPA.
yeah, but if you had a massive leak, you'd figure it's taken care of. That's not my responsibility to do that part.
Hey, just be happy that, Northern Joe is stuck in Canada because all that 22, he'd be coming down.
Yeah.
Give himself a little sniff.
We're keeping him warm up there. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
John McMaster
Well, if you lose
keeping Joe
130%
North
of the
warm.
charge, isn't it flat by that point?
How did you lose 30% more than what it held? Because 100%
Right, yeah,
means you
we
lost
lost
all of it. So how do you
more
get the
than it had.
30% over?
Yeah, I was thinking that was the joke.
That's that Common Core math.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that
That's
is.
funny.
Yep.
So, John, how are you liking your newfound mask independence over there in this grand state of Indiana?
It's nice not having the restrictions everywhere. Pretty much everybody you see recommended or encouraged on the door, so that's cool. It's a nice change.
Must be nice.
I believe ours is coming. I think our legislators in Ohio gave him until a certain time period frame, and he had to freaking pull his crap down. He supposedly is a Republican, but he's a pansy, and he's kind of
Fake news.
We're watching him as a gun grabber because he's into that red flag law stuff too. So, yeah, we're eventually going to get there. But
I don't think much has changed. I mean, even when the mask mandate was out there, it was like half the people had them on, half the people didn't.
yeah, it was funny because Friday I was doing a startup on 3 ice cream machine stuff, and the little town I was in is kind of hill jack and stuff like that, but everybody was wearing them out there in the streets, which was kind of surprising because a lot of times it's the old people that don't wear them. So it's like, okay. And so I seen a lot. Now, granted, it was because they were going into the beauty shop that was right beside the building of it. And, once again, because they have their license at stake and they can pull that on them and shut them down that way because of the health department. But, that was why they were wearing them there. But I was kind of surprised to see them outside wearing them too yet. So that was interesting.
And Bo Hanger Keys, man, you just responded to it, but it falls on the customer to keep records. You had
I
no
thought they were trying to put it
obligation.
on us as technicians originally. I thought something
I'm not
changed.
sure. I mean, I don't know, Bo. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm not telling you you're right, but I'm not sure that's correct.
I
If you're
thought it was on
messing with the
us.
refrigerant, you're adding, removing, or doing anything with refrigerant, I hate to break the news to you, but it's coming back on you.
Yeah. Yeah, because when Trump was in there, he laxed a lot of it, and then I think they took the EPA to court on some stuff and found out they couldn't change the laws like they were doing. But now that we're back under Democrat rule, we'll have to see what happens again. So, I mean, they're trying to get us back in the Paris Accord and everything else. So all it's going to do is just drive the prices up, and then they'll probably start pushing the EPA crap again and try to do it that route. So we'll see what happens. But I thought they had switched it to us to where we had to keep our own little records and stuff, which we write it on the ticket. And then what happens after that, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a gray area there all the time. I mean, we fill out a card and it goes into the office or whatever. But
Who's
I
even
mean,
enforcing it? Let's be honest here.
yeah,
Well, we typically
There's
get
too-
audited, so they do. I mean, they do come through and check. I know at some places,
I don't know.
and I don't know if they know how much refrigerant places are using. That's how
What
they determine
department's
who
doing that, though?
I don't know. I'll find out Monday. But I know a few years ago they came through and they went through all of our records.
I wonder who
And
they
for
were.
the most part, the techs are the ones keeping the stuff here. I mean, we do turn into the office, but everybody pretty much keeps their own refrigerant log sheet.
we're in the same boat. I got a toe tag for each refrigerant tank that tells me how much I've taken out, how much I've used, where I put it, job number on what I put it on, and this and that. I mean, it's it is what it is, but I think it depends on the location too. And there's just so much R22 out there. It's not like you can't just not have it anymore.
Yeah.
It's still there. It's just expensive.
Yeah. Well, it came down for a while, but
Yeah. The summertime now, it went back up. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I say we blame it on Joe.
it's got to be Joe's fault. He's huffing it.
That's why.
Huffing Joe.
JD, it's he wants to know who's on the DJ call-in phone. It's John McMaster.
The
So,
man,
yeah.
the myth, the legend.
McDLT.
Yeah, send us some of those pictures, John. Anything you got, I'd love to see some of those.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't know,
Yep.
John.
I'll
honestly,
definitely.
Thanks.
after I saw that the other day, I searched for you on Instagram, but I didn't find you. And
Yeah, I don't do
anybody
any
else?
social media.
I'm not. Well, I wasn't big on it either, and here I am now. But
Well, yeah. I do get on YouTube,
know,
but that's it. I deleted everything else. That's a racket.
It's hard to delete
felt
stuff.
Yeah, I fell down the rabbit hole about 9 months ago, and so I've got an Instagram as well. If anybody's interested, I put a lot of the in between jobs and random things that I do that not worthy of a video or too worthy of a video sometimes, that you just get pictures.
I've got like my grocery store stuff that I was thinking about posting that, and she's still telling me I shouldn't. But it's all a closed group, so it's not like it's as open for everybody. It's hard to fake account because I do look and see how many friends they've got and stuff like that.
Your grocery stores are sacred.
My grocery stores are a disaster. These things, I mean, if some of these guys have all the fancy shit looked at our stuff that I'm working on, and they're like, what the hell is that? That's a mechanical clock with 15 little defrost thingamajigs all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacked together. There's shit nobody's ever seen before. It's stuff so freaking old. 30, 40 years old at least, if not older.
I mean, that's the interesting stuff though, and that's why I like to get some pictures out, because some stuff either you can't make a video on it, you can't have your phone in the place, you can't do this, you can't do that, or whatever, or it's just you're there trying to get the job done. I don't get time to make a damn video on everything.
Correct.
Here's a picture of it. This is what I'm dealing with. This was my life today.
Yeah. And that would be kind of cool too, just to do that. I'm going to do something similar to what Ryan did, where he kind of just said, hey, here's what I'm doing for the day. I'm changing filters, but threw some music behind it and made it kind of cool. So
it's fighting geese.
It was kind of the same thing. I mean, I got so many videos of either I gave up in the middle of it, so I didn't finish it, or I didn't give a beginning to explain what I was doing. I've got one at the plastic factory where they do a lot of blow molded plastic stuff, and the evap is packed full of crap. And I was going to try to do that today, but like I said, I had all this crap going on. I've been home for like a couple hours if I'm lucky. I'm going to throw that one together and toss it out. That one's a real flipping mess. So, but it's not super exciting, but it's something.
Yeah. The
What
wife
kind
got
of shows
her
they got
phone
out
out
there?
Snapchat earlier. I told her she quit playing around. I was on the Blackstone grill that I got now, and I was
Oh yeah.
I went into YouTube mode and was explaining what I was doing and how I was cooking it. And I said, I'm gonna start a cooking channel,
There you go.
even though I have no idea what I'm doing.
Make sure you wear a frilly apron when you do it.
I thought about starting another one for just unrelated dumb shit,
We're going to get radical on it.
get real radical. That way I can't have nothing to lose. So
I'm gonna throw it on the same one. To hell with it. I'm gonna put it all up
Yeah,
there.
do it.
It's everything.
do it.
I'll turn
There
it
you
into
go.
equipment.
I'd be
It
curious to
is a
see.
piece of heating equipment. Apparent. I mean, it's a grill. It's got gas heat.
Exactly. I got a couple where I did a stove repair. I replaced the pilot assemblies and stuff like that. And it's like, I'm thinking, I look at it and it's like, man, it's going to take so long to edit this to make it half-assed looking decent to look at. And it's like, I don't know. I thought about just narrating it. It's like
Wow, what was that again?
narrating. It's kind of
Narrating.
like aerating, but it's narration.
Wow, okay.
Is there? What was the question there? Narrate. That's what it said.
Narrating.
He's going to narrate in something.
Yeah. Explaining what it
He
is
was,
about.
he was washing stuff earlier. I don't see the problem here.
Exactly. We washing it. We just wash it all out. Put a little tungsten on there. It's all good. Yep. What did Chris Rock say? The medicine he always used as a kid, not tungsten. What was that?
Windex?
No. Like NyQuil, but it starts with a T. What is it? I forget what the name of it is. He made a comedy show out of it. Whatever it was, he's like, you just pour a little bit of that on your broken knee, put a little bit of this on your broken arm. Tussin. Yeah, there we go. That's what it was. Tussin. I like tussin, put a little tussin on this, put a little in your corn flakes, and it's just, yeah. Plus, I just slur words into things, corn flakes, just, whatever. So
I think that's what we all do. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, Steve, I'd watch some grilling videos. Those Blackstone grills are nice too. That's the flat one, right?
It is. It's. I mean, I guess technically it's not a grill; it's a griddle. But it's basically a 36-inch cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. I mean, if you've ever, I don't know. Now we're getting even countryer on everybody, but if you have a cast iron skillet, you got to season it, and you put oil in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
You heat it up, and you season the grill. So you do the same thing with the griddle, the Blackstone. You season it, put oil on it, rub it down, and heat it up, and it's just a big ass cast iron skillet, and it's pretty sweet.
My buddy's got one of those Blackstones. They're pretty nice. The flat top, and then he's got warming drawers and all sorts of things underneath it. But
Yeah,
those are nice. Top of the line.
I mean, it is nice. I mean, you can do anything on it is the thing. I mean, I've made stir fry, and I'll run out there in the mornings, and it's easy just to kick the burners on and cook bacon and eggs, whatever for breakfast. I mean, it's real quick and easy, and it's made it really nice. I've used it more. It's more than I've ever used any grill before.
Is this something you put on the countertop, or is it like a big stove type thing?
No, it's a grill. Like it's a standalone grill, like your regular gas grill would be.
Like
it's just
outside or inside?
Outside.
Well, I hope he's not grilling inside.
Hell, I don't know. It sounded some fancy thing. I thought maybe they had one of these big downdraft $5,000, $7,000 fancy stoves. I mean, he does.
Oh, it's pretty fancy. They're nice. My buddy's got one, and
yeah.
I was
go check it out. Go check out Blackstone. Google it. It's
I'll take a look.
I mean, there's a crap ton out there.
Interesting.
It's a big grill. It's just a griddle top. It's not a a slotted grill like you would have, and you couldn't put an egg on or something like that. It's a cast iron skillet. You can put an egg
We
on.
air fryer everything right now.
Mm-hmm.
Steak, you name it. Everything's
fryer
air fried. Oh yeah. I don't even get my
fryer's
grill out no more. I just do all the steak in there. It turns out great.
Mm-hmm.
7 minutes on one side, 6 on the other at 400 degrees, and that baby's ready to eat. Medium rare. Boom. Got it.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
I'm telling you, I've been amazed at it. Go look at the Blackstone, and if you don't have one, get one. I'm not a big griller. I don't go out there all the time. I like to grill. I don't go out there all the time and do it, but it's made it so easy and simple that I've been out there more in the last month than I have in my entire life grilling on that thing.
I got a grill in my garage, still in the box, which my wife bought because it was on sale at Home Depot. But I'm ready to take that thing back. These Blackstones are nice.
Walmart's got it for $274 out of
Yeah.
stock. So is it just like a regular grill underneath there? Is it got like cast iron burners, you're saying?
Yeah, it's a regular grill. It's a gas grill, and the only difference is the plate that sits on top is just a cast iron
Flat
cast
top.
iron, flat big cast iron flat top.
So would you probably wouldn't do a steak on it or nothing. It'd just be
No,
like,
you can do a steak on it. You can do a
sure.
steak on it.
But it
do
wouldn't
anything
probably
on
give
it.
you the cool grill lines and all that though. So you probably
No,
still
you're not
want
gonna
your
have
regular
You're
grill.
not gonna have grill lines. You still get a good sear, get a
Oh,
good
hell
hot.
yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
You could even put a pan on it since it's a griddle,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Just-
yeah. I mean, I've made, if I was cooking gravy or something for breakfast, you can put a separate pan on top of it.
Yeah, they're cooking
but
a hamburger.
I mean, if you
Hamilton
go,
Mechanical says do it. So worth it.
He's even
Oh, it
cutting
is.
on
I
that
mean-
thing. Can you cut on it without screwing the top up?
it's cast iron, man. You ain't really hurting it. I mean, I'm sure you could if you were.
I have a feeling I
Scraping
wasn't
on it
paying
real
attention
hard.
because I think we talked about that. Because you had to season the top. Is that what you said earlier?
Yes, yes.
I'm
you
sorry, I
have to
was
see-
half-assed not paying attention.
Come on, man.
I know, I'm bad at that. I'm one-track
I think
minded.
Hamilton Mechanical, they call him Ham Bone. So if he's talking grills, I got to trust someone named Ham Bone.
No doubt. I mean,
Most
if
negative
you honestly, if you look at the good steakhouses, like if you go to a good steakhouse,
Mhm.
they're not throwing your steak on a grill. They're cooking it in an oven or on a solid top, on a
Yep.
griddle top like this. I mean, that's how they're cooking it. And
Interesting.
I know Morton's does a sear in the oven. I mean, and it's interesting how they do it. It's a little different, but get a good and hot is the biggest thing for a steak.
Interesting. It's all good. Hamilton says he does it all the time. Man, he took over. He's got all of them in there.
He's on it, isn't he?
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
he's right.
turned it
I
all
mean,
red.
They're awesome.
I'll have to take a peek at it. Might have to get one.
I mean, if my wife keeps taking videos, there might be a YouTube video up soon. I don't know.
Do it. I want to see it.
You can do it. You could like.
I wouldn't follow any instructions I give you because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But
I'll be like, hey, sweetheart, I'm going to do this everything HVACR grill recipe I just saw on YouTube.
I was
I
using my
guess
thermal
awful.
imager to make sure the pancakes were ready.
Yeah.
I did. It didn't work as good as I was hoping for, though.
Drove me nuts. He was red lighting up everything.
It was a snap-on version. I got a good deal. Some kid didn't know what it was worth, so I bought it for like $250. But then the damn thing stopped working, so I sold it to somebody else. I said, "Hey, it ain't right," but I said it's going to cost a couple $100 to fix, and I still sold it for like $150, I think. So even screwed up. It turned on, but just the temperatures were off. Everything was a little bit wacky.
I'd love to get one of those FLIR cameras.
Yeah, I would get the real one though. I wouldn't get the one for your phone though. I'd like to have the
I
handheld.
want the
Yeah.
real one too.
we
'Cause I've
have
already-
we have one in our office that we use, and it's a nice FLIR. I mean, a nice FLIR gun.
Yeah.
God only knows what it costs, but that thing is amazing. I mean, you can take pictures, you can focus in on a single point, whether it be a breaker or whatever your contactor, whatever you're looking at for the heat. We had a location that went through and would survey all their equipment, go through and shoot the disconnects in the control panels and find hot spots and say,
Sure.
look, there's a hot spot here. You need to address it. And we would come out and address it and see, okay, contactor pitted, whatever, fuse loose, do it. This is what we need to do.
Yeah, I'd love to get one of those. Restricted filter dryer.
Yeah.
Anything, all sorts of things you can
You
use
got to
with
spend
that.
a little bit of money though. I mean, you're going to spend
Oh.
some. That little bitty like the 130 series, I don't think that one's going to do very good. They've got one
Really?
it's like $300. That's why I didn't buy another one. Then after that one went bad, I'm like, what other kind of gizmos do I got that are not going to work one day? And I paid all this money and it's not going to be any good. So I shied away from getting another one. I don't know. But
We got the one that's just a standalone. That's
hit
kind of
on it
one looks
earlier,
like a
man.
cell phone screen.
for the cell phone
It
screen.
didn't work very well.
I've-
Yeah, well, we had one that's just a standalone screen. I didn't like it. I went back to the one that I just plug into my phone. I thought it was nicer than I forget what the model was, but it was about the size of a cell phone. The resolution I thought was pretty crappy.
They've got like that one FLIR or I think it's FLIR. It looks like a cell phone almost. That one's like they had the better one with the Wi-Fi was like $700 for that one, and then the cheaper version was like $400, but it didn't have the Wi-Fi or some other stuff on it. I thought about getting that one, but I don't know.
I think that's the one we got, the one that doesn't have Wi-Fi.
The
I thought
cheaper
it was
one?
a piece of crap. I
Yeah.
gave it back. Yeah, the $400 one.
I heard that. The guy at the supply house was kind of trying to get me to get the more expensive one, and I was like, I need to research this a little bit more. Yeah,
They're always going to try to sell you the more expensive one.
that's what I'm saying. Probably go with that one. I don't know. I assume maybe the resolution was a touch higher. Something about it was different. The options that they cut out were like kind of important.
The FLIR Pro is pretty good, I think. And then our service app and stuff's on our phone, so it's easy for me to attach photos to the service report right from my phone. So I kind of like using the one that just plugs in.
Makes sense. We got tablets last year, and we still haven't passed them out yet. We're supposed to switch over, and we've kind of like had one guy playing with it, and he says it works, but it's kind of a little bit of pain in the butt. So eventually,
we do all ours right from our. They gave us laptop computers, but everybody just installed their program right on their phone. It's so much easier.
we got little Samsung tablets. They're kind of like an iPad mini, but they're Samsung.
Yeah.
And they got cellular built into them, so you can upload right to it. But what'll be nice is we can actually check the history, because right now we can't see the history unless we ask, and then we get asked, well, why do you need to know? So yeah, it'd be kind of nice to know.
That's the same thing we do. We're on tablets. We rolled it out. Hell, it's been a year or more, and I mean, it's a big change and it's difficult. But once you get there, it is nice to be able to pull up a history and see what the last 5 guys that were on location did exactly, and see their service report. I mean, that helps a lot.
Yeah, not what not to write up.
Well, you know what not to write up, and you know what happened.
Sure.
A little bit of an idea of what's been going on with the thing.
Absolutely.
I scream at the young guys to toe tag, put a toe tag on the thing. If you work on it, and if you've done something, we have toe tags. Leave it on the thing and fill it out. And and I'm not saying I'm the greatest either. Like I don't sometimes, because sometimes it's a long trip back down to your truck to get a toe tag and tag this thing, but it helps. And it's really nice to know what has been going on with it.
Oh, knowledge is power. I think I learned that from G.I. Joe.
The more you know.
Yeah, the more you know.
Yeah.
I heard that somewhere. The more you know, the better.
I'm not sure anybody knows what G.I. Joe is, but I know what you're talking about.
No one wants to go there and be like, what has been done? I agree with you.
I run into guys that just don't care.
Yeah, you're solving a mystery. You're trying to diagnose a problem, and there might be clues into this mystery you're trying to solve that have happened in the past that you don't know.
Yeah. I use my blue marker and everybody knows it's me, so they kind of make jokes about it when we have like a training class, and they'll say something about it and make fun of me. So, we know Rick's been here. He's got a blue marker all over the place. Yeah. I date everything. The guy before me did it.
It's dated, it's tagged, it's got a paragraph written on the tag. They're like, well, there's no more room on the tag. You filled it up. Well, that's what I did.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
I'll write the startup date and how many pounds is in it. What the original belts were, because it never fails. Because they put a smaller belt in. At least you know what the original belt was. And like on my ice cream machines, I'll put how many pounds of torque or tension supposed to be for the belt. Things like that. My EPR settings, so I know for later. Because a lot of times we're leasing it, so we're going to be the one checking it, and I don't have to pull it up again later. So the information's right there, ready to go.
You're going into the details that really need to be recorded right there. Charge.
Stolding's really particular about how they want their stuff done. They want you to check the set screws and make sure. They got a literal check, like probably 50, 60 things they want you to check, which is, make sure the refrigerant lines aren't touching anything or rubbing, that the wires, the voltages, you name it. I had, what was it? I had another one that the customer did the electrical, and I was having problems with the one contactor dropping out. I measured it's 120 volts. Come to find out, the guys, some of them ran black and red wires, and they had a white in there. And so the guys they had some 2-wire that was like with ground that was black and white. So they hooked it to the white and the black to the black. So I only got 120 volts out of it. I found all kinds of goofy things going on. That took all day on that job. I had like an ice cream machine. I had 2 ice cream machines and a freaking slushy machine. I spent all day doing that stupid thing. So, got to fill it out though. You got to take pictures of in front, the sides, behind it, so they know they got the airflow. They're pretty particular about their stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of that stuff I'm looking for every time I walk up to anything. Make sure nothing's rubbing. If you can do a PM and just open your freaking eyes and see that the cap tube of the TXV bulb is touching the line over there, takes 5 seconds, takes even less time to move it off of the liquid line that it's sitting on and going to rub through. Insulate it somehow, secure it, do something with it.
Sure.
How much worth are you providing to your service and what you're doing right there?
Well, that's what you're there to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think anything, as you get bored with what you're doing, if you're not doing something new all the time, I think some guys get bored and they just do the bare bone minimum and get in and get out. I used to be like that when I was doing the same dumb thing over and over. I didn't care. It was just, you knew what it was going to be and you just got in and got out and went on to the next one.
Yeah.
So it really depends, I think, if you enjoy your job. Yeah. But it's easy to do.
We got to be better. We got to do things right. And teach these young guys right is the biggest thing. We got young guys that, have been working with me periodically, working with other guys too. So they're learning a little bit from everybody. But if we can leave just little things with that, like that with them, it's helpful.
Exactly.
It's some pride too, to take pride in what you're doing.
A lot of it goes back to that.
Yeah. Sure, I'm not the best at what I do, obviously. But to at least do an attempt to do the best job you can, look for the little things like the rubbing cap tube or the loose wiring connections or anything, just to do the best job you can and always learn.
Yeah. No, that's a big point that I've been screaming at these young guys, and they probably tired of me yelling at them by now. But I've been screaming at let's leave this trade better than we found it. These
I like that.
Let's do better. if you're better than the next guy, who's going to get hired when there's a job?
Sure.
opening?
Compete against
Absolutely.
yourself. Always try to outdo
Yeah.
yourself.
Be better.
Yep. It's only going to benefit you. Well, I was kind of thinking,
Absolutely.
like, from here on out, like on some of these shows, kind of keep them around an hour, hour and a quarter, somewhere in that ballpark. What do you guys think? That
Sounds
way,
good to me.
That way we don't drag it out forever. You still got time with your family, stuff like that. And then it also kind of gives us an incentivized version of like get to it and get all the stuff, which I think we did pretty good tonight, which I kind of like. So, and we're coming up on an hour and 12 minutes, something like that. So I thought maybe we'll start to wrap it up. And
And then I can go to bed.
you got work to do yet.
I got work to do tomorrow, maybe somewhere. I don't know.
That's not what
I
he
saw
was
you on
talking
stage today, Laura, playing that flute.
About. Yep. I tooted.
Very
and I
nice
also-
job.
I played my
I
guitar.
enjoyed it. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
it was-
the whole thing. Yeah, it was cool.
I was wondering if
Get
you
some
watched
of that
anything
on
else on it.
YouTube. I
That's
haven't
cool.
seen that,
You what?
but let's get some of that on YouTube. I haven't seen that.
I can send you the
Let's see
link
this.
for this morning's service. You can
Yep,
watch
it
it.
was the church service. It was very good.
Nice.
You got
Yes,
a rock,
yeah,
She's
definitely.
rocking church over there.
Yeah.
We have
I
a
like
pretty
it.
good mixture. We do a lot of new stuff, and then
it's
we
cool.
got some old stuff for the older people. You know, that way because we have a lot of old people at our church, but we try
We're
to keep it happening
slowly
too.
trying to get them on the more,
Yeah, because you're not going to pull new
Very
people
nice.
in if you're just always doing old boring stuff. So yeah,
You got to keep things interesting, man.
Absolutely.
It's-
Gotta make it more
the
appealing.
The world we live in is changing. We have to. The world we live in is changing. The trade that we live in is changing, and we must adapt with it or be left behind.
Yep. That was what I was running into with, the old guy that was doing the ice cream stuff before me. He just didn't want to keep up with the new technology. He was used to just old mechanical controls, thermistors, no digital readouts, and now everything's digital readouts. I think it's easier myself because it's like, okay, I want it a little colder, dink, dink. We'll try that. It don't work, go a little more, dink, dink, versus potentiometer. Next thing you know, it goes way too far. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if anybody out there in the chat's got any cool things they would like to bring to our attention, you can always hit up my email. It's hughesmanhvac@gmail.com. My YouTube channel is hughesmanhvac. Steve here, he's got his email in the description, all his videos, everything HVACR. Awesome channel. Rick and Laura, great. Rick's got an awesome, I mean, if you're here, I don't have to explain that to you, but
They
yeah,
came for you
please.
guys. They came for
Me
you guys.
personally, if these guys don't want burdened with an onslaught of pictures and stories, you can send them to me. I love sifting through that stuff. So if you find something cool on your job or on the roof or whatever you're working on, please send it to me. I'd love to look through it and bring it up as a topic on the show. I don't know how these guys feel about it.
No,
but I'm
I
gonna
think it's a good idea.
take the reins on that one. So
No,
please
good.
do.
I think it's a good idea.
Don't mind at all. Ryan, go check out everything HVACR on Instagram.
I'm gonna.
I don't know if you have or haven't, but I've got there's a lot of pictures up there.
Awesome. I'm gonna be up till 3 a.m. tonight. What?
Don't do it now.
I don't have no
A little bit at a
Instagram.
time.
I'm
Little bit at a
lucky I've got Facebook. And I've been told by the kids, Facebook's for old people. They don't use that no more. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's just for
Haven't
old
quite
people
got
now.
there.
Yeah.
I'll do it a little bit at a time. It's coming.
Laura has a cool new ending, I guess, supposedly. So if you guys want to hang out for a second, I'll let her roll that, and then we can do our thing afterwards. Though. So guys, I
do this.
appreciate you
Hey,
coming
Ryan,
in and
Y'all
hanging
ain't hit
out
the
with
thumbs
us.
up yet. Go
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
Don't forget to smack your like button
Come on,
there.
man.
Hey,
Oh,
Rick,
thanks,
JD
JD.
just hit you with $5.
Hey,
Thanks,
JD.
JD.
Thank you,
JD.
buddy.
I was say I'm waiting for my cha-ching.
$5.
And Hamilton, thanks for coming on too, buddy. Appreciate it. You're still on there, I hope.
And John, no, John,
John McMasters.
Oh, John McMaster, my bad.
you're still thinking of Ham.
I don't even remember what the heck I even said. Who did I even say?
You said Hamilton.
Hamilton.
John, thank
Okay.
you. I am interested
Yeah, my
in the
bad.
chiller. I need more information on the chillers.
Yeah,
let's
send
see
it.
some pictures or something.
Hopefully, I start getting on some more now. Finally, it's things are
I'll
changing
send
quickly.
you everything I got, but I'm definitely not the expert.
Well, I think we're all
Every
learning.
day is
That's all right.
something new, and every day is
None
yeah.
of us are experts, man.
No.
We're just here.
Yep, we just sharing what we got. If you want
Just don't
it,
make us
price is right. It's free. It's
I'm
free.
shocked he was just hanging out on the phone the whole time.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm like, we didn't mean to ignore you. So
I'm just
yeah.
glad you didn't take an explosive
Nope, you're
shit
good.
and like make all of us listen to it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Like they said, check all the channels. You got pictures, send them to Ryan, send them to me, send them to everything. I don't care whoever. We'll get it all together. We're kind of starting to try to do this together type thing to make it more interesting for you guys out there watching. And as always, we appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with us and stuff. So we'll see you guys next week around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So until next time,
I'm rolling the beautiful bean footage.
roll the beans.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thanks now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
I want to see motion, movement. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay?
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.